Okay, so jumping off from the previous video, let's take a quick look at the new AnimTree. Okay, so there was some stuff obviously I had to set up um, for the sheathing to sheath the sword to actually work, and it took me just a few tries and combinations to actually figure out how to set up these nodes. I'm still in a learning process to learn anim trees. Um, uh, the way I kind of learn these things is by trial and error. So I take a look at what I think is close to what I need in existing anim trees from Epic or wherever, and try and do whatever I can to make things work the way I need them. So um, all this stuff will be familiar from my previous videos. So this is my attacks. Obviously, it's plugged in the new animations, and for the sheath to work on the per bone basis, I had to add this node in, and usually you'd have this kind of setup where you've got the blend per bone, and then you've got this node where you name the node, and then you call this name in script to be able to blend whichever animation you're playing on, just on the bones that you've got set up here. So um, in my case, I'm not using script, and as far as I know, in Kismet, there's no way directly in Kismet to call this node. You can do it in Matinee, but obviously I'm not using Matinee anymore. So the way I've figured out to set this up is just plug it in like this. So I've got the blend per bone, and then I've got my the same as these nodes, which is the blend base, I think it was called. Um, blend by base, right? And I've got the animation plugged in there, and so on index 1 it'll run all the normal stuff, and on index 2 it'll bring in the animation only on the arm because of this node over here. So there it won't do anything, it's just running through the normal animations, but there's bringing in the arm, so it's blending it in based on just that animation. So yeah, so whenever I call this index, it'll run that, and yeah, that's pretty much the that part of the animation tree. And before I forget, this over here is the animation set swap. So I've got my clean set, which is weaponless, right? And then I've got the other set, so you can see the arm there changes over, holding the weapon and not holding the weapon. And let me just put that into the run if I can find it. It's actually there. So that's running without the weapon. Let me just put this one into the run there, and that's running with the weapon. So it's not blending right now because I don't actually have a blend set up here. I actually do the blend inside Kismet. But so that's how I deal with the animation swap, or the animation set swap. So it's actually pretty straightforward. All works perfectly good. Yeah, so that's the animation tree.